Hi, my name is John Calhoun, and I'm a producer with Dead Space 3.
This is exactly what we've been looking for. This isn't just some random planet, Isaac. They found the source.
Our window's coming up. We go now or not at all.
I'm seeing mines at 2,000 meters.
Targeting computers, spinning up.
Here's where the fun begins.
So here at E3, Dead Space 3 is bringing you all new mechanics and an all new ice planet. Dead Space 3 takes place on the hostile world of Tau Volantis, a world filled with danger. Not only is there danger on the planet, but we have highly evolved necromorphs and new human enemies. But most importantly, we have drop-in, drop-out co-op. You can still play single-player Dead Space like fans have come to love, but you can also take down the terror together with a friend online. At the EA conference, we showed you a little bit of our demo. It takes place in this drill room that we call, and it shows off a lot of the epic action and excitement that you can have with a friend in co-op. Also, we saw one of our new skyscraper-sized enemies, the Hive Mind, and how he interacts with the world. So, Tau Volantis is the new location for Dead Space 3. Isaac arrives there by crash landing from space, and when he does, he discovers that he's in this brand new environment, littered with 200-year-old artifacts from an expedition that nobody has ever heard of before. Tau Volantis is icy, hostile, filled with blizzards and whiteout conditions. It's the perfect place to hide necromorphs. With a blizzard coming through, you can't see more than 10 feet in front of you, but you can hear the enemies and you know they're out there. But every now and then, the blizzards will clear out, and you can see these huge, expansive landscapes. And everything that you see in the game, you can eventually go to. So if you see a mountaintop or a fortress, you'll eventually go there. But the cool part about this giant open world that we built is that we had to fill it with giant enemies as well. So Dead Space 3 has some of the biggest enemies that we've ever brought to the franchise. Dead Space 3 takes place 3 months after the events of Dead Space 2, and it features Isaac Clarke in kind of a reluctant role as he gets drawn into this quest to eradicate the markers and rid the universe of the necromorph scourge. With Dead Space 3, we decided to focus all our online efforts in co-op. So we no longer have a multiplayer competitive mode, but we have found that when people play Dead Space 1 and 2, they play the game 4 or 5 times. They tried it on harder and harder difficulties to get achievements, and they told us, we love the campaign. We absolutely love it, but why can't I play it with a friend? When it gets a little too hard, I want someone to watch my back. So we decided that we were going to double down and put all our efforts into a unique co-op experience for Dead Space 3. Co-op in Dead Space 3 is drop in, drop out. What that means is you can start the game in single player and have a solitary, isolated experience, the kind of thing that Dead Space is known for. There are no AI followers in Dead Space 3. No one's going to be tagging along on your adventure. But at any moment, you can pause the game, invite a friend to play, and he or she will come into your game as John Carver, the new character that we're bringing to Dead Space 3. It's a really fun way to play the game. It changes up the tactics, strategies. There's going to be unique cutscenes, unique dialogue, and an all-new style of play when you do it in co-op. Dead Space 3 demo features a returning character known as the Hive Mind. These are the biggest creatures in the Dead Space franchise, but we really doubled down on the kind of attacks that he can do. So when you see him in our trailer, in our demo, he's enormous. He's the size of a building. He's got all these different attacks. He can swipe at you with his appendages. He can decompress the area and suck you towards him. He can create new necromorphs, and you may have noticed he can actually swallow Isaac. We actually haven't shown anybody what happens after that sequence, but everything that we've seen here at E3, that's only half the boss fight. That's how big we're going with Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 is coming out in February of 2013 on the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and the PC.